Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to game number 3. My name is Fear Dragon, and I am actually joined here today by a very special guest. Welcome, Jack Attack SC2. How you doing, man?
I am doing so good. I'm totally ready to cast this Fear Dragon guy. I've never seen him play before, but I'm really excited about it. You know what I mean? Also, big blind poker player, obviously. Gonna be great.
Oh god, it's gonna be fantastic. You guys might be wondering why exactly everything is kind of changing up. I'll explain that in a second. But let's go ahead and jump and introduce the players as we spawn. You know, I'm gonna introduce the player in the bottom left-hand corner of the map first. As the blue Zerg player representing, of course, his team, it is going to be Big Blind.
And up in the top right-hand corner of our screen, spawning as the orange Protoss. Potentially the most positive human being I've met in my entire life. It's Ravi Fear Dragon.
Oh my god. And you know what, Jack Tech? While you may feel that he is a positive force, you have not seen how terrible and negative he is in his gameplay. Oh my god, this guy is so bad at this game of StarCraft. You know, normally I'm told not to like badmouth the players and like
yeah,
the
you
game,
don't want to do that, man.
Don't want to make them feel
might get
bad.
mad at you.
Fear Dragon, he deserves it, man. He deserves it. He's pretty bad.
All right, man. So we're playing on the map. This is kind of cool. The AHGL. We're playing on the old school maps. Kind of fun.
So really quickly, big bit of context. The current score for those who are maybe just tuning into the VOD or tuning into the live stream right now that I'm doing, it's at 2-0 in favor of Amazon. So this is actually match point for this preseason match for the After Hours Gaming League. So if Fear Dragon could take this win, Amazon is actually going to take the series 3-0. But if Big Blind can take this, they're going to be able to bring it back slowly but surely and potentially bring this to a game number 5 where they may be able to even up the series. But I want to note, Big Blind going for the spawning pool force. I just want to say I've done a little bit of research on Big Blind for no reason other than the fact that I'm casting. It has nothing to do with the fact that I played against him. And he normally always goes hatch first, which is actually very interesting, at least in his match history. So I'm wondering if he's maybe just playing a little bit safer about this, because I don't know about you, Jack Tech, but I know that a Forge First can be a very, very scary thing for a Zerg player.
Yeah, man. Totally don't mess around with the Forge First in any way, shape, or form. Especially because, I mean, if you go against someone who's, in a lower league, you just the senses start tingling like, oh, the cheese is coming. It's like SOS or Gold League player. It's like the same level of probability that a cannon rush is going to happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly, man. You can tell Big Blind is also like scatting around at his 30. Is like, you're not cannon rushing over there now, are you?
Yeah, look at this. He's playing super safe. He's crossing all his T's and dotting all his lowercase J's. He's keeping everything in line.
Fear Dragon, he's punching on the pylons, the natural, but he loses the probe. Oh my god, what a terrible, terrible player. Big Blind, so on top of this.
All right, so was that now, as a player, do you think that was an attempted cannon rush by Fear Dragon there?
You know what? I think that was very much an attempted cannon rush, and Fear Dragon wasn't expecting the queen to be at the natural expansion, and he just ended up losing the probe like an absolute noob cake.
Yeah,
I think that's my professional opinion on the map.
Noob cake? Yeah, I think a noob cake would be accurate, I wouldn't say noob face. That would be like, that's too intense.
Oh, no.
It's not that bad,
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not like his whole face is a noob or anything. It's just, he just recently had cake.
You gotta make him feel good when you're insulting him, because it's like, you're not like a noob jerk, right? Like that's just like a double insult. It's like a noob, but it's cake. You're
cake.
It's sweet. You're sweet-hearted. You meant well. Good intentions, but ultimately not able to make a whole lot happen.
Yep. All right, so we're doing the saturation thing. That's happening quite nicely, and no tech chosen for Fear Dragon just yet. In the meantime, the third base is coming up for our Zerg player, so things basically on an even keel. No one's been able to do too much damage and poking around. This Overlord has managed to just sort of hang out for a while, though. Let's check a look at the blinds here, as it were.
Big Blind actually not living up to his name at all is exactly the opposite. Fear Dragon living up to the name of Big Blind. Not seeing that Overlord for such a long time, but of course, Cybernetic score only just now finishing up. And where exactly does he have a sentry out right now? No, doesn't look like it. Looks like he's kind of going the sentry for the earlier Mothership Core and the +1 weapon. So I'm looking to see if he's going to put on some aggression.
Yeah, we're waiting for tech here. We do have a pylon on the bottom section of the map, bottom right section of the map. We haven't seen any sort of... Wait, there it is. We got the Robo facility all set up.
So
this is, of course,
Cloud Kingdom.
Like, Cloud Kingdom is an Immortal Sentry, or was a heavy Immortal Sentry map back in the day. So we might see some Immortal Sentry play here. Would be very strong.
Would not surprise me at all, man. He is going to have to add on a lot more gateways very, very soon. Of course, Big Blind, unfortunately, a bit supply block right now. I think a Fear Dragon was also supply blocked a second ago. So he's struggling with that too. They're both actually supply blocked almost around the exact same supply.
Excellent. Excellent.
But,
everyone, see, this is the problem. You're like, oh, but you know, how can I win a game? I get supply blocked all the time. Guess what? The people you're playing against, they get supply blocked too. So don't feel bad about it. Everyone gets supply blocked.
Oh my god. And, you know, Big Blind, he's doing a good job, though, now getting out the Roachborn and finishing that up. And is, you know, again, as you were kind of saying, saturating up that third expansion, but really does have to start thinking about that scouting information. He does see 2 sentries, but doesn't get any information on that robotics facility or how many gateways there are. He's moving with Overlord of the natural expansion, though. He's going to be able to see that second gas geyser, and that should be a tell to say, okay, look, wait a second, there is going to be something going down, and Fear Dragon adding on Twilight Council and additional gateways, so I feel like aggression's got to be coming out.
You know, I definitely have to agree with any predictions you make for this entire match. Don't ask me why, but I'm just going to agree with them.
You may regret that, because this is the double mind game. Third expansion coming down from Fear Dragon.
All right.
And
but yeah, so he didn't build the dropping unit called the Warp Prism. You know, if I'm going to be casting more often, I really have to start learning how to say all the names of all the units, because I don't actually say them out loud very often.
No, not that important. You know, you don't say the names of the units that often. You just like, look at this orange flying hallucinated thingy.
Yeah,
it gets taken out by
I think
the
of
mother.
units in like what they do. You know, it's like it's the droppy unit. It drops. That's the main thing. That's what I need to know.
Of course.
It's a warpy droppy thing.
That's the best. That's the most accurate description for it. But
yes.
Looks like Fear Dragon not really opting to put on a whole lot of pressure. In fact, we do end up seeing Big Blind starting to rally some Roaches and Zorgons across the map, putting out a little bit of light pressure. This isn't super all-in-y. I mean, he's still sitting on 55 drones, but you know, still not a super heavy drone count. Looking for
we're about to see some aggression on both sides here. He's gonna get in before the cannon finishes, and he's gonna go right for that Nexus. In the meantime, do we have a defense or attack? Fear Dragon's got to make a decision. He's gonna go in now, or he's going to defend. He's clicking on his Mothership Core. He's thinking about recall, and he does recall. He recalls right on top of that Nexus, and that is going to be really scary. Thank God he doesn't take extra damage while he's warping in, but everything is completely surrounding him. This is a great position for the Roaches. Does manage to force field a bunch of them off, but it is not looking good at all. What is his defensive look like at home? Oh yeah, that would be about none units approximately.
Yeah, Fear Dragon losing so many of those sentries, and that's the problem right now, Jack Attack, is that those sentries are such a big gas investment. You delay your tech to get out those sentries. You can see right now, oh my god, Fear Dragon forced to play as cheesy as possible, getting out the Dark Shrine. And I say this, but you know what? There are some pros players that like to go for the Dark Templars, regardless of whether it's, you know, it's...
I think Dark Templars are great. They're a great unit. They'll help you get back into the game. They're a good harass unit, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and he's
there's nothing bad about, you know, the
oh
D2.
My God. These two DTs, they're going straight into the third right now, and oh god, there's actually no detection over here.
No detection at all. He starts building his Overseers now, and this is going to put... Oh, is he going to get the Queen out? Oh, he does get the Queen out, but it might die. Yeah, so he's going to walk his DTs directly into the army, where he can get detected and be killed off. But victory, right? We do have a nice little victory here.
Yeah, he does see the Locust, though, over there, and that is actually a big tell to say that, okay, your opponent is going for Swarm Hose. You need to get up a Robotics Bay or, you know, Temple Archives or something to deal that splash damage, to deal with those Swarm Hosts. But we do end up seeing the Temple Archives going down. That is going to be the unit of choice. But, you know, I think against Swarm Hosts, I'm a little bit more in favor of Robotics Bay, which is going to sound really dumb, because I was the one that played this and went for the Templar Archives, but I really do prefer the Robotics Bay. I think that's a smart choice.
Yeah, I totally think it's a smart choice. Well, hindsight is 2020. After you play a game,
Exactly.
you can always say like, oh yeah, I think this would have been a better decision. But economically, Fear Dragon is in a really good position right now. He's on equal
Yeah.
basis with the Zerg, which is really nice. And if he can manage to hold on to this sort of economic lead for long enough, he should be able to push through. He's getting his Storm up. +3 will be finishing up as well. But these Locusts are going to start doing some serious damage and sieging up this third base here.
Oh yeah, I really like Big Blind's position. He has the 1/1 upgrades, which he is going to be. He's not ahead on upgrades just quite yet, but he's going to be finishing out the +2 missile talks. In which case, he's going to be up that one extra upgrade. That's going to make it all the world of difference. And if he could just secure a 4th expansion, I feel like he's going to be in such a solid position. Because you think about what did Fear Dragon lose?
Oh, Robbie Fear Dragon is moving out. He's going to try to take the fight to these Swarm hosts. It looks like. And he's going to get right on top of him, which is the place that you want to be when you're fighting against Swarm hosts. Unfortunately, there's not much. Oh, there it is. Man, it's so hard to see observers. He's got the observer. And he's moving out. He's pushing him back. Yeah. And that's how that's how you do it. You take the fight to the Swarm host. They can't really set up. Yeah. He may be. Oh yeah, he doesn't overextend. I was going to say if he continues to chase, it might be a bit of an overextension. But he's in a good economic position right now. He's securing that third base with a 1 metric crap ton of cannons, which Brojack would approve of.
Oh,
and.
Yeah. Fantastic cannon.
Whoa, big warp in down here. Wow. This is a nice little section he's got going on, but if you look at the supplies, it is definitely not in the favor of Fear Dragon.
Yeah, but look at this spine crawling and spore crawler from Big Blind. He knows what's up. He knows that what kind of Protoss player Fear Dragon is. He's already ready for this kind of counter harassment. Already got the spines in place, and the Swarmos also going to be able to do a good job. Already taking out a sentry or two, softening up some of those immortals, and guess what? The Zealot harassment not going to be able to do anything.
Not anything at all. I mean, at this point, when you run into something like that, really going to be shifting, clicking on those drones and getting the guaranteed damage that you can get. That hatchery is not going to die with five spine crawlers defending it.
Oh, definitely not. And the Archon, of course, just sitting back and chilling, saying, maybe I shouldn't go in like that. But, Hallucinate Phoenix finally coming in, Fear Dragon getting a scout to see what exactly is up and sees the high tech, sees the Spire, of course, which is actually very, very important because, Big Blind maxed out, but if he ends up losing some of that army supply and engagement, we're going to be seeing the Mutals come out.
Absolutely. The Enduring Locust finishing up, as well as Carapace and Dragon of Fear has gone into the Colossal mode, which is quite nice. Unfortunately, this Archon does nothing at all.
Yeah.
And man, in Heart of the Swarm, bases just last forever.
Yes,
it's
they do.
Crazy. I've just been so used to it. Oh man, he's got to keep these Immortals alive against all these Roaches. It's going to be really nice and strong. He's going to pull back. He's going to manage to run away from these Locusts and keep his units alive.
Yeah, surprisingly
that Mutaswitch is going to be really strong, though. Not too many Stalkers.
Yeah. The Mutaswitch is going to be a very, very key and critical component of Big Blind's kind of his game plan right now, because he has not taken a 4th expansion. I want to reiterate that. He has not taken a 4th expansion. I feel like if he had taken a 4th expansion, he would actually be in a great position right now. But he's got to make the damage happen, because right now, it's 63 Harvesters for the Zerg player to 77 for the Protoss player. I almost feel like Fear Dragon may be overproducing Harvesters a little bit, considering his only
by approximately 11, Fear Dragon has overproduced on the workers, and that's not so good. He's got a bit of money in the bank that he should be spending up, and I'm just going to try to say like as many critical mean things about him as possible.
No, please continue.
And he's just absolute poop. He's just, his play is made of poop.
I mean, that's how he's handling this Mutals harassment. Big Blind doing the plays, doing some great damage, and look at that. The worker... Oh, actually, Big Blind doing Fear Dragon a little bit of a favor, lowering that worker count to more of where it should be, but now going a little bit further south than probably he wants it to. I really like this play by Big Blind. He's really caught Fear Dragon off guard with the Mutals play, and...
yeah, that full wall in really hurt Fear Dragon.
Oh my god. The units for Fear Dragon just filter in so unbelievably slowly, and it looks like Fear Dragon's had enough. He looks like he wants to just move across the map and go for it, and still no 4th expansion from
for either player.
For either player. Fear Dragon, I know he tried to attempt one. I'm not sure if Big Blind has. The DTs may have
No,
denied
that
it.
DT, those DTs have been just chilling there, killing anything that comes toward them for quite a while now. Really good coverage
Yeah.
by Fear Dragon. Oh, we have a
Ooh.
little base race potential here.
Oh,
The
man.
DTs go in first and get completely demolished, but buildings
controlled
get
by
killed
Fear Dragon.
pretty fast by stalkers. And let's take a look. Big Blind is going to defend. All right, he splits up his army. He's going to
Oh.
attack with the muties. He's going to defend with the roaches. And I don't know about that decision very much. This big army from Fear Dragon should be able to punch through. He's only got 2 Colossus. Ideally, in this situation, you want 3 or 4 to get through all this swarm host. But I think he's going to be able to do it. In the meantime, these Mutalisks are not doing much of anything. The Roaches are taking a while to get back there. And this is really, really nice position for Fear Dragon to be in. The Colossus love to fight in these sort of choked up areas. And oh, Storm right on the swarm host. No detection necessary.
Yeah, Storm's going down everywhere on top of the roaches and everything else. And unfortunately, Big Blind just had a little bit of trouble getting all of his units together for this engagement. They were kind of all scattered across the map and not going for the attack. It really did kind of... I don't know if it would have been a better idea to go for the base trade, but it's definitely cost him to have all his units on the other side of the map when Fear Dragon was attacking, and now Fear Dragon pushing in. If he's able to take out this Greater Spire, that's really going to hurt the ability to produce Corruptors, although I don't think that's the big scare right now. It's this giant Stalker Immortal Ball that he has.
Yeah, and he's got 8 Ultralisks on the way, but it was just bad timing. You queued up those 8 Ultralisks, and while that money was, being spent with the Ultralisk production, Fear Dragon comes in and kills pretty much everything. And now these Ultralisks are just going to evaporate.
Yeah, 3 Immortals in the mix with +3 weapons. They're going to eviscerate these Ultralisks as they just get taken out, and Fear Dragon going to be able to take out the game and actually take this series for Team Amazon 3-0. So congratulations, Team Amazon, taking the game in this series. Of course, this is just preseason, so don't worry, no teams are out of it just yet. But Jack Attack, I want to thank you for joining me, and I also do want to note really quickly that there was actually a game number 4, believe it or not. So go check out game number 4. It was just played for fun, because all these games, for the most part, are just played for fun. But Jack Attack, thank you so much for joining me, man. Where can people catch you at, man?
Well, I've recently changed almost everything to JackAttack SC2, so you can find me at youtube.com/JackAttack SC2, JackAttack SC2 on Twitter, JackAttack SC2 on Facebook, JackAttack SC2 on Twitch, JackAttack SC2 on Ding It, JackAttack SC2 on pretty much anything. And in addition, I also have a YouTube channel called Tutorial Central SC2. That's youtube.com/Tutorial Central SC2. And that's where the majority of my videos get uploaded, and that's just tons of StarCraft 2 content. I do on my other channel, I do things like vlogging and just talking about different things. I do some music and the other stuff that I'm interested in addition to StarCraft stuff. And most importantly of all, I am trying to remain full-time StarCraft 2. I have had the advantage of things working out and the community being really supportive of what I do over the past 2.5 years. I've been doing StarCraft full-time, and I'd like to remain doing StarCraft full-time. So if you want to help me do that, if you want to support what I do, you can do that at Patreon. So patreon.com/JackAttackSC2, as is everything else. Every tiny amount helps. You might say, oh, when it's only I can only afford a symbolic. Someone told me that, I can only donate a symbolic $1. It's well, there are 15,000 subscribers on that YouTube channel. If they all offered 10 cents, I would be able to continue what I'm doing full time and live incredibly comfortably.
There you go. Guys, go check out JackAttack SC2. He's amazing and produces amazing StarCraft content, including if you're interested in any of the Legacy of the Void stuff. I know a lot of you guys out there are going to be interested in that, so definitely be sure to check him out. And of course, if you did enjoy the broadcast, do consider following the channel and everything. But with that being said, guys, we're going to be jumping into game number 4. Unfortunately, JackAttack is going to be departing, as I have already casted game number 4. This game right here was casted retroactively because I had to play in it and I couldn't commentate it while playing in it. So I was like, who's awesome that can commentate this with me so I'm not just solo casting myself?
Rob.
JackAttack was available. Alrighty. Well, see you guys in game number 4. Ladies and gentlemen, have a wonderful night.